Coyote Culture is presented by the Cheyenne River Predator Hunters and TS Customs, precision firearms built for success. The Coyote Culture crew faced some brutal conditions.
It was cold. It was dirty cold.
Hoping to get lucky in the cold. And Seth gets an unexpected workout.
You know, he's a pretty big wimp.
That's all right now on Coyote Culture.
I'm Oren Lesmeister, and you're watching Coyote Culture.
This segment of Coyote Culture is brought to you by Brotherhood Arms, guns, bows, and bullets.
On this day, I'm meeting up with Seth Longbreak and Dayton Spiel. You guys all know Seth, but you probably don't know Dayton.
Name is Dayton Spiel, born and raised in Parade, South Dakota.
I've known Dayton since he was, yay high. Him and his brother and I were good friends growing up.
We just grew up together, family friends.
One pretty cool thing about Dayton is he is a professional bullfighter and a pretty dang good one. So he's out there fighting bulls on the side, calling coyotes, and he's actually got a fencing company, so he's kind of an all-around guy.
Actually, one of the first coyotes I called in was with Dayton on his place. I think I've had him hooked ever since.
It's a crazy rush when you see one or you hear your buddy that you're hunting with smooch and he sees one and you're trying to find it and you're trying to communicate. And
he's been going with us some, with Seth a bunch. They've been doing good in coyote calling contests and everything, and really turned into be a good coyote caller.
As soon as fur's prime or we get free time in the fall or something, we hunt a lot.
We're going back on this day to probably the coldest day of 2017.
Negative 15 or 18 or something. It was freezing cold and windy that morning. And
actually, it was going to be one of the warmer days in this week. We're going from negative 18 to upwards of 20 degrees, so about a 40-degree difference. We get up to Seth's.
It was cold. It was dirty cold.
And Seth's like, well, I got to get some chores done.
He's like, well, we'll come pick you up after we kill a couple coyotes. And I guess that's good for them, but some of us got to work still. I had to feed the cows and get the work done before I can go play.
Seth thinks he's doing big boy stuff, but real big boys do it the night before or earlier that morning to be able to make the hunt.
So Dayton and I take off, go to a spot that Seth and I had called a year before. Immediately see magpies flying up. We had to get down right away and kind of play the waiting game.
So we wait, it was a while, 10, 15 minutes maybe. Lonnie says, hey, right here. I'm trying to find him, and I can't find him for a little while, and then he finally kind of steps up, and you can see the wide of his chest there, and I was wanting to shoot him right away, and Lonnie was kind of thinking he might come in a little bit closer and get a little bit more film.
Yeah, go ahead, get your gun up nice and slow.
And he just sat down and was just looking around, and
but he wasn't showing any interest that he wanted to come any further than what he did. Dayton gets on him. He puts a heck of a shot on this coyote.
it was freezing cold, so I was really glad I shot him to walk to the bottom of the draw there to get him to walk back up it, because I needed to warm up a little bit. And by the time I got back to the pickup, Lonnie was in the pickup, his toes were froze. I was warm, so.
This segment of Coyote Culture is brought to you by Swagger. Shoot with confidence. Shoot with Swagger. The bipod with moves.
We had a great start of the day. Dayton and I got one down. We got one coyote in the pickup. We're heading back to get Seth, and we're going out to our next stand.
And it's our third stand that morning, and you know, it's so cold I didn't want to use my electric collar. I didn't want to have my hands out in the cold, so I was hand calling with my gloves on.
We get to this set, and we're walking in, and for some reason, Seth didn't want to shoot his gun. He wanted to shoot Dayton's gun.
On that stand, that was the first time I've ever even shot Dayton's gun, and I don't even remember why I was shooting it. I just think I didn't take my gun that day because we already had two guns.
Seth is having a lot of trouble with this gun. I see him over there, and it's slipping down, moving around on him, everything else, and he's just having a lot of trouble. Well, about this time, we got a coyote coming in.
I didn't have a whole lot of time to shoot.
He was having troubles, and he was using my gun and my bipods, and he was just being clumsy. And
It's falling off, and I couldn't get on him, and I finally just held it.
You on him, Dayton?
And I got a shot on this coyote and luckily hit him. But then he goes way down into the jaw.
Unfortunately, where the camera angle was, you couldn't see Seth get the kill shot. Needless, he's dead down there in a big bottom of a steep river break.
yeah, he's hit. This gun.
You see how many times it fell off this on me?
Oh, did it fall off that bipod?
17 times!
I don't know what his problem was. He's pretty dang clumsy.
Should have brought my own gun. I knew it from the get-go.
From then on out, I'll never use Dayton's gun again. It's just don't fit my hand, I don't think, or something. It's just not for me.
So Seth goes down after this coyote.
That's why I let them other people shoot on them, because it's not a fun walk down there to get them.
If he would have shot this coyote up top, it'd have been a lot less of a walk. This coyote made him work for it.
Windier and heck up here. Cold. Warmed up a little bit, but not much.
When he gets down there, he's just standing there looking at us. And Dayton and I are both like, what's he doing?
I don't quite know what he's doing. He's staring at me.
Bring him up here!
I think what Seth was thinking is he didn't want to pull that coyote back up that hill.
Seth don't want to bring him up this draw.
Seth is, I think, debating whether or not to pull the coyote. Finally, we're like, bring that coyote back up. And he kind of drops his shoulders and puts his drag on the coyote. And I go down to give him a little bit of moral support.
Lonny's down there. Gonna help Seth drag this dog up this draw.
Dayton's kind of getting itchy, and Seth is taking forever getting up the hill and getting cold up there, but
I didn't think I was out of shape, but them river breaks prove you wrong. They'll make you sweat.
Wish they'd hurry up. It's kind of cold up here. He gets about halfway up, and this little tiny draw kind of a deal. He's a pretty big wimp. Hey, let's go! Should have shot him on top of the ridge line where I first seen him. Then he wouldn't have had to go down to the bottom to get him.
Yeah, he can say what he wants, but he was standing on top while I was down there walking and getting him.
Next time, Dakota and his wife Molly are running and gunning in a hometown contest.
I got the last one.
Dakota makes a compromise to avoid ending up in the doghouse.
I gave in, I guess.
That's on the next episode of Coyote Culture.